The configuration change we made before was okay, but it was really just adding a default setting in. What we're going to see now is how we can add a static IP address. Now, whilst I say I want to add a static IP address, I want to keep the dynamically assigned DHCP address. So I'm going to go through using sudo and nano, pointing through to our etc and netplan directory. I'm going to edit the existing configuration. I don't really want to overwrite this. I just want to append to this configuration. When using nano on Ubuntu, the configuration of nano means that it understands that files with an extension .yaml or .yml are YAML files, and tabs should be interpreted as spaces. So I need to put a new line underneath my Ethernet card, and I need to then line up with the rest of the properties for the Ethernet card. And we're going to add in the addresses key. Each key that we put is going to be followed by a colon. That's the way we separate our key value pairs. But addresses is also going to be the start of a new block. The very name addresses is suggesting we can have multiple addresses. This is going to be a list. List items are designated by starting with the dash and a space, but they too need to show that they're part of the addresses, so they're indented inside of our addresses. I'm using the tab key for my indentation, but that is being translated to 2 spaces. Now, of course, I only really want to add the one address, but why don't we show the list really working by putting in another address as well? So I've got 192.168.100.101. Why don't I add another address on the 102 network? So we've got 102.101, both of which are 24-bit network masks. So we've got 2 addresses now being assigned, but we still have DHCP4 being true. So we're going to have a total of 3 addresses. Just make sure the IP addresses that you are using are not being used elsewhere on your system. I can save the change, and with those changes made, I can go through and take a look at my IP address command. But remember, we may well have made changes, but we haven't applied those changes yet. We're seeing then the original 172 address. But let's see what happens when we run through our netplan and try. So this is going to apply the changes, but only if they work. Now I can see my timer is counting down, so the SSH protocol still must be working, which means that I have a connection. So I'm going to hit the enter key. So I'm happy to go. And now looking at the IP command, I've got those 3 addresses. The 172 address is from DHCP, but then I've got the 2 192 addresses that are statically assigned. I can also go through and take a look at the netplan and status. Don't forget this is a useful command. And we can see that I've got the 2 static addresses. I can see that they're static because when we compare it to the 172 address, it has the dynamic and DHCP in brackets after it.